Okay, so far we did graphs for categorical data. What are the two graphs we learned for categorical data? Bar graph, pie chart. And there were a couple other kinds of bar graphs. There was a segmented bar graph, which stacks up to 100%, and there was the mosaic plot, which also shows you the percent of just like the other variable. Now we're going to do, oh yeah, so then we did quantitative data Friday. What are the two graphs we learned Friday? Do you guys remember? Stem and leaf, dot plot. Now we're going to do histograms today, okay? What percent of your home state's residents were born outside the United States? A few years ago, the country as a whole had 12.5% foreign-born residents, but the states varied from 1.2 in West Virginia to 27.2 in California. The following table presents this data for all 50 states. The individuals in this data set are the states, and the variable is the percent of the state's residents who are foreign-born. It is much easier to see from a graph than a table, the data, okay? So those are the percent in each state of foreign-born residents. Don't write this down, okay? How to make a histogram, like label your axes, figure out how you want to make your bins, like how thick should your bars be, okay? And that is important. You don't want to put, like, you need at least 5, okay? So you don't want to have, like, 50% or something. That would be bad, only 2 bars. So what do you guys think would be a good bin width if the highest is 27.5? Or I guess that doesn't really matter. But what should we do for our bin width if we've got our percents down there? Our x-axis is percents, you guys, and our y-axis is counts. All right? Anybody have an idea? I agree. Like 0 to 5% could be a bin. 5 to 10% could be a bin, right? 10 to 15%, 15 to 20, and 25 to 30. And then you would go through and you would tally up how many states have 0 to 5%. But what you would need to decide is the 5% going to go down in the lower bin or up into the next bin? You just be consistent. Okay, so like 10%, are you going to put them all down or all up into the next bin? All right, so just be consistent. It doesn't matter how you do it. Okay, so here is a bar graph. If we were to do that, we have our percent of foreign-born residents. We went 0 to 5, and we counted the number of states. There are 20 states, because this is a count, a number of states. 20 states have from 0 to 5% foreign-born residents. All right, and then from 5 to 10%, this one is 13 states, and then 10 states that are 10 to 15. All right, and then over here they changed it to a percent. In other words, there are 50 states. So 20 out of 50 is what percent? 40. All right, so this one would be 40% of the states have 0 to 5% foreign-born residents. All right, and this is 13 out of 50 is what percent? So that's 26% of the states, okay? And then you're going to do cool things like socks, right, on these lovely histograms. Do you guys remember socks from Friday? So you're going to use socks when they say describe the distribution. Okay, describe the distribution. What does the first S stand for? Shape. What is the shape of either graph? Skewed right. Okay. What does the O stand for? Are there any outliers? What does the C stand for? Center. Okay, I showed you guys how to count all the dots and count all the leaves on the stem and leaf, right, to get the middle number. Now you have to be able to do it with a histogram. And it's not as clear, all right? So you have to figure out which bin you're in. So if you're doing the counts, this guy right here, this graph, okay, there are 50 states. So halfway is between the 25 and 26 spot, right? There should be 25 states on the left and 25 on the right. Now, if you have the actual data, you would put it in order from least to greatest, and you would count and find the middle 2 numbers and average them, right? But if all you have is a histogram, you have to put a range for your answer. So let's pretend like we don't have the data. We only have the graph. Is the median in this bin? It is not. This only has 20 numbers. Everyone agree? 20 numbers. The smallest 20 are in this bin, okay? And then I add 13. I do 20 plus 13. What does that give me? 33. Is the median in here? Yes, because I just passed the halfway mark between 25 and 26. So when I answer the question, I would be like, the center is between 5 and 10% foreign-born. The center spot is somewhere in that bin. We don't know the exact number if we don't have the data. So you give a range of values for where the center is, okay? Over here, it's in percents. So the 50th percentile is the median. So here is 40% of the data. We have not reached the median yet. But this next bin, we get to 66%. So the 50th percentile is in this bin. Everybody good? All right. And the last S stands for what? Spread. If you have the data, go ahead and look at the smallest number and the highest number, right? If you don't have the data, you would be like, hey, it's from 0 to 30%. Okay? All right, we're going to learn how to do this on our calculator. So everybody take out your calculator or go borrow one of mine that's on the floor up here. I'm charging these ones in the middle. Don't pick any of those because they're charging. But all those are good, or the ones on the other side. Those are good on the floor. Those are good to go. Those are the best ones right there. Those are the newest. Whoop, whoop. This is last year's data. Sorry, I didn't have time to update it. I know, lame. All right, so what we're going to do is we are going to create a list. So you go to the home button. Home button. All right, and go to this little like spreadsheet guy right here. Boom. Okay, all the way up to box A, and you're going to title it something like height. Heights. That's what we're plugging in is our heights, okay? I'll go back to mine. So it says height. Don't put anything in this equal box. That's blank. And then you're going to start plugging in the data, and I'm going to read it to you so we can all do it together. Are you ready? 63. 64. 74. 62. 73. I'm going to pause. Okay, are you guys ready? So we go back to our calculator. You have all the data entered. If you messed up, it's going to be okay. This is just teaching you how to do it, okay? On the actual AP exam, you would want to redo and make sure you got all your data right. Go slow, take your time. So press Control Doc, which is Control plus a page. Then press Add Data and Statistics. It's number 5, I think. It's 5. Add Data and Statistics, okay? Then you're going to click on the x-axis down here. Yep. Now click on the x-axis. And whatever you titled it, enter in like height. Woo! It's so fun to watch, okay? It puts all the dots in a nice little order. This is a dot plot. Oh, you also have the 84. Sad day. So there's directions in the book. Okay, I know, I'll help you momentarily. But the book, I think I had the page number up here. If you have the 84, go to page 36. All right, teaches you how to do it. Okay, everybody else go to menu and go to plot type. We will use this a lot, okay? It's all the different charts you're going to do, but we are going to make a histogram right now. Boom. Histogram. All right, so you go to Control plus a page, Control Doc, go to number 5. Click on the x-axis, and then enter height. Enter. Oh, press enter. There you go. Now go to menu, plot type, and histogram. All right, I want to teach you guys a few things about this super cool histogram. If you hover over this, this tells you the bracket means including 52, but the parentheses over here means not including 54. This means that people who are 52 and 53 inches tall are in this bin, and there's one person. Do you think this person is actually 52 inches tall? I think they calculated wrong, and it's supposed to be 62. All right, this would be like 4'4" for junior or senior. Probably not, okay? Probably not. I don't know. All right, here we have from 60 to 62, which really just means people who are 60 and 61 inches because it's not including 62. Notice it tells you there are 3 people. So if you can't tell where your axis is going, there are 7 people in that bin right there, okay? Okay, now if you don't have enough bins and you need more bins, you can actually change your bin width, like how wide your bars are. So let's mess with this a little bit for fun. Everyone put your cursor on a blank spot, like not on the graph, on the white part. Make sure the cursor's on the white part, okay? And you're gonna press Control Menu. Okay, so you're in the blank spot, press Control Menu, go to Bin Settings, and then go to Equal Bin Width. So right now, my width is 2 inches, right? So the 60 and 61s are in a bin, the 62s and 63s are in a bin. All right, let's make this 4 for fun. I don't know, okay? Or 5, whatever you want to change it to, okay? Just so you can see what it looks like. The alignment is where it's starting. So it's starting at 50. Maybe I want to change this to 40, just for fun, okay? Press OK. Notice I cannot see the top of the bars, okay? If you can't see the top, you're going to hover over the y-axis until you see this little bar thing, and you're going to grab it and pull down. How come I can't see a hand? You should see a hand. So hover over, I'm going to do it with my mouse. Hover over this guy and pull, oh, I just pressed down and it grabbed it, okay? The y-axis, and it pulls it down. So now I can see that in this bin is 60 to 63. So anyone who's 60, 61, 62, or 63 inches tall. And there are 10 people who are in that category, okay? And then, of course, we could do socks on our data. All right, don't confuse histograms and bar graphs. Bar graphs are for categorical data. Should we do socks on any bar graphs? No. Socks is only for quantitative data, okay? All right, use percents, sorry, if you're trying to compare distributions, because your counts might be different. That way you can compare by percentages. All right. About 1.6 million first-year students enroll in colleges and universities. What do they plan to study? The graph on this page displays data on the percent of what they're going to major in: business, social sciences, education. All right. Is this a bar graph or a histogram, you guys? Bar graph. How do we know? Categorical data. There's space in between the bars. Okay. So the next question is what I already kind of talked about. Should we describe this distribution as right skewed? No. Because could we put these categories in any order? Yes. All right. So you can only say right or left skewed with quantitative data, not categorical data. All right. The only thing you're going to mention with categorical data is really like, oh, the most people majored in business and the few people majored in technical. That's all you really want to talk about. Yes. Yes, this would be right skewed if it was quantitative data and all the bars are close. Yeah, we're side by side. Yes. All right, you guys, grab your worksheet 1.2b. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm looking for. So on your histogram, be sure you take that with you, yeah. Be sure you label this like nanoseconds or speed of light in nanoseconds, all right? And then this is frequency or count. You can copy what your TI Inspire says. It also is going to scale it for you. So I did 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, and I went by 5/10s. Okay, I was a little lazy there. I didn't label every single little guy, but I guess I went by 5s. From -45 all the way over to +45. Okay. Now we're going to do socks for part 2. Okay. Socks for part 2. If you don't have this done yet, it's okay. You still can have more time. All right, but I'm going to get everybody started who's ready. I'll come back to this if you still need to look at it. Okay, for the shape of the distribution, what would you guys say? Yes. Now, you cannot just write skewed left. That will not be full credit. So you need to say the shape of the distribution of, what are we talking about? The speed of light in nanoseconds is skewed left. All right. And then, are there any outliers? Yes. There appears to be one or two. I don't care how many you decide, one or two. They said two. There appears to be two outliers. Another interesting thing we have not talked about is there are gaps in the data, okay? There's gaps in the data, meaning no data between some of the data points, okay? Just for another word that you might be interested in, all right? There appear to be two outliers at -44 and -2. Now, for the center, it's really important you know how to find the median on a histogram. So there were 66 numbers, which means we split it in halvesies. So it's between the 33rd and 34th spot. We add from left to right. 1 plus 1 is 2, and 2 plus 3 is 5. I'm at 5 data points now. And then I'm going to add here to 18. Am I at the halfway point yet? No, because I got to be between 33 and 34. Now I'm going to add 18 plus 28 because this guy goes up to 28. What's 18 plus 28? Yeah, more than. So that means my median is in this bin from 25 to 30 nanoseconds. Okay, so the median is from 25 to 30. And then you're going to do spread, or the data varies from -44 to 40. I did look at the actual numbers because they have them there. So I went ahead and said the lowest is -44 and the highest is 40.